Get my tea. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hotwood Turning in the Stable Studio. We're doing a little bit of spindle turning this evening. I've got a piece of ash. I said it was beech, but it's not, it's ash. So we'll have a look at that now. Once I've introduced you to my earworms. Don't know why I did this, but here we go. Just like that. There we go. We've got a full house of earworms tonight. We've got Ruby Claire all the way from Canada.
Hello, everyone.
On the far side of Canada, we've got Lewis, Klondike Craftsman from the near side of Canada. Pete from Twisted Trees from Bristol.
Good evening, everyone.
We have Joe Senior, all the way from the other coast of England. And we've got Mark from the south of England.
Southwest. Hello, everybody.
The southwestish. Any further, you could fall into the sea.
It's about as far southwest as you can get, yeah.
So these guys are going to keep you entertained while I try and mess up a bit of turning. Let me show you what I'm going to turn. I'm going to try and turn. So back in the background you got. Change canvas to the overhead. I have a piece of ash this size. I had two pieces like this. It was approximately 11 inches by 4 inches. But by the miracle of television, we've got two bits like this now. That saves a whole lot of time, doesn't it? So I didn't want to bore you with roughing out again, so I've already pre-prepared the blanks. This is going to be a lid.
At least I did not get halfway through the guest list.
The body of the vessel. Yeah. No, Joe's going to read out the chat, so I'll just pop this in the chuck, and I'll start to shape the outside of this. I intend to just make a vessel with a lid. So
you're not doing the finial tonight as well, then?
I may. Well, it may have a finial on it.
No texturing and coloring?
There may be texturing ahead, yep. In fact, there's almost guaranteed to be texturing. I will come to the texturing in a minute or two. So that's too high. Take that down a little bit. So I'm just going to start with this, and I'm going to use a spindle roughing gouge to get it into some kind of rough shape, and then we'll use a spindle gouge. So over to you, Joe.
Okay, welcome everybody. Now my chat's jumping like mad, but I do know the first person that I remember was Copper Owl Wood Turning that come in. So we also have when it slows down, Weaval Teckle Turning, Susie the Swiss Wood Turner, Michelle Ousby, Wouldn't It Be Nice? Is that you? Dave Oatey, Jennifer Craft and Creations, AGK Woodworks. Hi, Andrew. We have Malcolm Douglas. Everyone's saying hello to one another. We've got Terry Bartlett.
Take a tea out there, Brian, before it gets covered in shavings.
We've got Ward Wilson, Door 60. Keep on looking. I'm trying not to mention the people that are earworming, but it's difficult. We've got Ian Cook. We've got Brian Altanero de Madeira.
Oh, that's Brian with a Y.
Okay. We've got Wedge Woodworks, I Chase, William Kenny, Nigel Foster. And it's still jumping. We've got Roger Kent. Wow, Tony Smith. I'm likely to have missed somebody off this evening. We've got Barry Chitty, Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks, Robert Buchanan. We've got Trevor Reed, David J. Heath, Rick Miller, Mark Harvey, Fred Gilliver, William Kenny. Clive Rogerson. Who's neck? Peter Cochrane. Paul Finley. Wood turning at home. Larry Nixon. That's a new name to me. Richard Phelan. Blooming heck, it's keeping going.
Well, thanks for coming along, everybody. Brian's finished that project now.
You can shut it. We've got Andy the woodwork learner.
They've started already.
And that's the end of my list. Now, I do apologise if I've missed anybody off because it was jumping like mad. So...
But if Joe did miss you, please voice your displeasure for our amusement.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
Hey, everyone.
Good evening and welcome.
I just need to make this a little bit more better shape at the bottom. But it doesn't flow very well currently.
I like the shape your bottom was.
I had a little flat bit just here, Ruby. So that's why I took it out. I'll just feather that edge there. To give me a nice smooth curve there. And I'm not going to bother sanding that because I'm going to texture it.
Well, hey,
That's one reason I figure a lot of people texture their work. It's because they're too lazy to sand it.
Right, I'm sanding it then. That's it, I'm sanding it. I'm just going to take this out a little bit. So it's a bit
You
tighter
don't want to
looking.
take too much when you still have to
No, I know,
hollow.
because I've got to hollow it yet, yeah. I've got a good 2.5 inches there though, Ruby, so that should be okay. I'm hoping. And we'll just quickly hollow a bit out of it.
Michelle
Joe,
says she likes the shape of your bottom, but then she is
Oh,
laughing
that's right.
manically afterwards.
Yeah.
She was quoting Joe there. Or sorry, quoting
I think
Ruby.
what she meant to say was what bottom.
Wesley
Bottom
Hannah's
of
just
that.
come in. Hi, Wesley.
Joe,
Michelle
word,
Lawson
word
was
is
there.
saying you only mentioned him once today, and you mentioned him twice the last time. Don't you love him anymore?
See that, Joe? Get yourself into trouble.
I know. I'm always
I'll
in
use it.
trouble.
I'm going to use a 40mm.
Joe did say before we went live, that Ward fellow, I'm only going to mention him once. I mentioned him twice last time, but I don't like him very much anymore. She said that.
Oh, he's such a stirrer. John McDonald's in. Good afternoon.
There was a question, Brian. Did you remember to monetize?
I did.
Nice
What's
one
wrong
of you.
with this? My Jacob's chop's not working.
No, I'm not singing because I figure I punished you all enough earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Even
The
further
good news
punishment.
is, when I was using Yorkshire Grit, Joe was singing for Glenn's pleasure.
I did.
For
I
even
even
worse
typed it
punishment,
into
Joe
the chat,
singing.
but then
Hmm.
Amy got ahead of me. She managed to do it before me.
Don't know what's happening with this Jacob's chuck, but it's not working. We may have to hollow this the old-fashioned way.
Ooh.
What do you mean it's not working?
Yeah, well, it was jamming as it was coming out. It's,
Got a bit of
Kinda
gunk inside.
yeah, there's something in it. Yeah.
Little WD-40 on it.
I think I've got it now. There we
Tap
go.
with a
it's going
hammer.
now.
It's usually dust that's caught in it.
Okay.
Yep.
Just give it a tap. Anita Ball's just joined. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Hello.
Welcome along.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
So turn the speed down around 500-ish.
Your dear lady, gorgeous wife has asked if you remembered to record.
Yes.
Siri leans over and presses record then.
Yeah, I saw that. I have now.
He had a sign on the lathe to remind him.
Yeah, but
Change
he forgot
cameras
to
to
read
that.
the sign on the door to say to read the sign on the lathe.
You've got 74 people in the room.
Oh, thank you
The
very
chat.
much, people. Welcome along, everybody. Appreciate it.
Is that wet ash or are you going too fast?
It's wet. It's not wet. It's
Moist.
It's almost dry.
Also, it's
But we've got
damp.
a funny noise at this end.
That's end grain, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going into end grain, yeah.
You might be better if you had a sawtooth bit instead of a Forstner.
Yeah, well,
Steve from SK Crafts has just joined us. Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hey,
Jesus.
Good
Steve.
evening, Steve.
I haven't got a sawtooth, but well, I do, but it's a rather large one, so I don't like to use it.
If you're replacing them, when they get worn out, one at a time, buy wave ones. They are fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to buy as well, Pete. I noticed them down in the
maybe-
carpentry store in Dublin.
Yeah,
You could buy one for Michelle and maybe she'd let you borrow it.
yeah.
I could, yeah.
To
If
be
I
fair,
want to
all
die
the
in the
tools in
morning.
his to be fair, all the tools in his workshop are Michelle's anyway.
What
Well,
is going on? There's just making a funny
The
noise.
bolt
up there.
gouge that I bought back from Ireland for Lisa, and also the one I
Oh,
bought back for Lola, both in my workshop because neither of them actually had any use for them. They said I could use.
No, I see.
uh-huh.
Like that, is it? So that's me done with the Forstner, but I can't get it any further. That's as deep as I can get it. So we'll just have to hollow out the old-fashioned way now.
You mean you haven't got an extension, Brian?
Creations is in.
Yeah, no
Evening,
extension
Barry.
for these Forstners, but they're too small, too short, really. They're fine for drilling holes in little small things, but
You could really do some extensions for those, couldn't you?
could really do an extension or two, aye, but
Can you?
you know what it's
Oh,
like.
Well, if you're a good young man, Santa Claus might bring you one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying
require
You
Brian
knew
being
somebody
good.
who had
I've
a
got
machine
chance.
shop.
if only I knew somebody who had a machine shop.
Yeah, only if you knew, about these
Oh, but speed
Forstner
up.
extensions.
Somebody with
You
maybe
never
like
know.
a milling machine
Yeah, a milling machine
the
would do it.
and the skills and knowledge and the
So
wherewithal
I want to
be
leave
able to make
the
them.
top the right size. I'm just going to bring this out until I get to the edge of where I want to put my lid.
I'm always jealous of the amount of throw you have in the tailstock.
What do you say there, Lewis?
I said I'm always jealous of the amount of throw that you have in that tailstock.
Yeah.
They are good.
It's good, isn't it?
It is.
Let's move that
Yeah.
over there a wee bit. And we'll use a bearing and pattern tool just to set a little shoulder here. Do a little bit more speed, I think.
Hugh's asking, don't you get a Forstner bit extensions free when you buy an SK114? I thought you did.
No, you don't need it. The wood just falls out of the hole. You don't.
That's right.
Yeah, apparently that's the case. The wood falls out of the hole.
The chuck does most of the work for you when you have an SK114.
So all I've done there is I've made a little step and then taken the edge in as to where that's where I'm going to finish hollowing. So I'm going to use the Simon Hope Mini Hollower because it might do a better job.
Are you going for the double tenon on this?
No.
Ooh,
Oh, well,
double tenon with a mortise.
double
I
tenon
need-
with a mortise. Yeah.
Do you know how much play you have on your tailstock quill, Brian?
Sorry, Ruby, I couldn't hear you there.
6.5 inches.
Okay, 6.5. All right.
I think it's 6.5. Yeah.
What, the depth of this Simon Hope thing?
No,
No,
the
the
tailstock
tailstock.
quill.
The tailstock?
Hold on, mine's on the floor down here beside me.
Gary Glass has joined us. Good evening, Gary.
So I'll just work my way down here gently.
It's 6.5 and 4 little lines after the half. Whatever that is.
It's very technical.
Well, remember, Lewis, they're
Go ahead, Ruby.
Is each line an 1/8 or a 16th?
16th.
On what? Oops.
Dewey Shedson. Evening, Dewey.
And you?
How you doing?
Just a little
So
shortcut
it's-
to finish this edge off with the spindle gauge.
So the quill travel, Ruby, is 6 and 15
measuring
16ths.
in British measurements.
There we go.
Andy H is
I'm
for
going to use it.
turnings in. Good evening,
Andy.
Hi, Andy. Good to meet you the other day, buddy.
So I've just changed onto the Simon Hope Pro Hollower. It's a bit more stable.
Andy Woodward is pushing his luck tonight.
He most
Again?
certainly is.
Yeah. I noticed
Who's he
earlier
picking
when
on
Joe
tonight?
was doing the intro that he was telling people to type faster to cause Joe more trouble. Now he's asking for
saw
advance
that.
notice on the Yorkshire grip.
Heather from Spirit Wind, Woodstone and Bone has just joined. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Brian, do you not have one of those Sorby holders?
I do, Ruby. I do.
I'm surprised you're not using it.
Well, I could.
It's a bit deep, that,
Oh.
but
It's not hard. Well, it's only 4.5 inches.
I got to
It's
say,
easy to
Andy,
use
when
it,
I met you, Andy, I got to say, you don't look anything like in real life like you do on the television. That's why I walked past you twice.
Don't listen to him, Andy. He was just ignoring you, buddy.
I wasn't. I was being nice. Shut up, you.
So we'll set
This
this
is
up.
the
We've got a
kind of
little
thing
line
it's
set on
like-
this, so I just set that up on there. And then
That's a
spin this
good
on.
idea, putting a line on it.
Yeah, it's either that or invest and buy a collar. But you know me, I'm too miserable.
I just use a Jubilee grip. I'm too tight to buy a proper.
You could have bought one from Glenn Lucas the other day, Brian. but
Could have.
You refused to.
Could have. You got enough of my money. I didn't need to give him any more. I thought.
Well, actually, the hotel bar got most of your money.
Shh. Shell's in the chat, boys.
Barely keep up with him with his drinking.
Okay, Charles. So this fits in through here now and holds it steady. So it's a complete change of the way you're holding your tool now, because you're actually holding your tool up instead of trying to force it down at the back. So let's have a go.
How hard was that to get used to?
It's very easy to get used to.
It looks like you're getting a smoother cut.
Oh, much smoother.
Yeah, it
Rev.
takes all the vibration out of the end of it.
Brian, Dewey's Shed is asking what's the tape for on the tool. Sorry, Pete.
The tape has got so the tape has got a solid, you can hardly see it now, it's got a solid line here and a dotted line over here. So the solid line means the cutter's horizontal, and if you turn it to 45 degrees, or turn it to the dotted line, the cutter's at 45 degrees. So it's just a little bit aid to know where the cutter is.
Right.
Takes it from being very aggressive to being less aggressive.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
bit of a
these
beast,
little
isn't it?
6mm cutters are surprisingly vicious.
Yes, they'll take out more than the bigger ones.
Yeah, when I first got it, I came out through the side about 3 times in a row.
Ah.
As did I, and I think that's probably common for most people that go into them for the first time.
I did twice when I had mine.
But now I'm just trying to feel the edge and see if there are any big divots in it. So if you watch where the tool is relative to the bar and see how much it travels in and out, you get a good idea where the tip is. That's me trying to take too much of a cut, so if we just rotate the bar closed a little bit, you can take a lighter cut.
Do you have a gauge for measuring wall thickness, Brian?
Yes and no, Ruby. I have one, but it hasn't got the straight edge on it. So you know you get the one with the straight leg. I don't have one of those yet. Just give that a quick blow out with some compressed there. See where we are. So that's good all the way down to the bottom. It just needs to be thinner. But it doesn't need to be a whole lot much thinner, a whole lot more thinner, because I'm going to carve on the outside here. Just do a little bit more and just finish up this top edge. That vibration I got there is because I was trying to do what I normally do and push the handle of the tool down instead of lifting it up. And because I'm using this, the Robert Sorby Steady Pro, that's what it's called now, you can cut on the in stroke as well as the out stroke. I think it's a really good investment, that tool. This tool, the price of it, I think, is still below £100.
Yeah, $12.99.
If you've got a sore back or anything, it's the business. I'm going to use a Robert Sorby tool on it now. This is my French curve, which I use as a scraper just to try and make sure I've got a nice flat surface in there.
Chris from Bailey Woodworks has just joined.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Because this tool is not so aggressive, you can get a better feel for the smoothness of the sides. The only issue is this knob at the end. See, I've had to bring this tool a whole lot further back.
Richard Phelan saying Ballycastle was very busy yesterday. There are 55 traders in.
Wow. How did you get on there, Richard?
That cut sounds good.
Julie Shed said, how do you set the Pro Hollower for the Simon Hope tool?
It's a 3/4 inch bar.
Yeah, it is all on the bar. So if your bar's the same, you can use it for any tool.
So this is a 3/4 inch, but it's slightly bigger than 3/4 inch, but it's got a flat. So that makes it 3/4 of an inch. So it's the same size. Now the way to set it, if I just rotate that a little bit, you'll see on the side here there's a screw here which is a pivot point, and this is the adjuster. So you have to loosen both of them, one on either side, and then the whole frame tips up and down.
That adjusts the thickness of the bars between the two
Adjusts the
rollers.
thickness of the bar,
Yeah.
yeah. So when you
When I
put your
first set
tool,
mine up, I went to the trouble of putting a spirit level on the back of the handle
that's what I did.
so that I
I'll
had it
show you. I'll
absolutely
show you the
flat.
other side. So on this side, you'll see that there's 3 little marks, and that's for my 3 different hollowing tools. It's currently set in the middle because that's in the middle one because that's for a 3/4 inch bar. And the idea is that the cutting head, when you present the tool to the work, the cutting head is bang on center. So it's actually cutting as it comes down. If you get it too low, it doesn't work the same. And if you get it too high, it doesn't cut. It's much
Apparently,
better.
Richard had a really good day yesterday.
Good, excellent, Richard. Pleased to hear that, mate. So if I can measure that now, that's probably about 6 mil thick, I think. But the only calipers I've got are these ones.
Hello, Geraldine.
Yes, so that's okay. I'm
Hello,
quite happy with that. It's about the same thickness all the way down.
Ian Cook's asking if you could say hello to his wife, Geraldine.
Hi, Geraldine. Welcome, gal. How are you doing?
Hopefully she's a fellow wood turner.
Geraldine is Ian Cook is a fellow Northern Ireland wood turner. He's also the gentleman who bought my record parlay. Right, so that's okay. Just need a little bit of sanding in there. Let me get rid of that. Put that on the table. Sanding. Simon Hope Sander. Let's just make sure we can get it in. Almost too big.
Roy's the boys just joined.
So we'll have
Hi,
to
Roy.
resort to the old-fashioned method. And,
Right.
yes, mate. Just a stick with a piece of Velcro on it.
That's your second.
Yeah.
Bring in the
Half an hour,
extractor.
Almost forgotten what Doom Bar tastes like.
Oh, and it's only
By the
is
end
it?
of this dry August that you're having, Mr. Beckett, you'll have forgotten what Dubar tastes like.
I've forgotten what it tastes like already.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 8 days in. There's
That's
loads
Pete
more
there.
days
He's
left.
probably drinking one now.
It
Tastes
is.
delicious, Mark. Absolutely delicious.
Not that we would rub it in or anything. I'm going to have one later too, Mark.
And I'm having some wine.
Too early
So,
for us to
Mal,
be
what are
drinking.
you drinking?
Too early for us to be drinking over here, isn't it, Ruby?
Definitely. That's why my tea is still going strong.
Yes, Dave, I'm doing dry August.
For those that
I was
were.
supposed-
Go on, Mark.
So I was supposed to be doing it with my girlfriend, but she
Yeah.
failed on August the 1st.
She failed on day one,
She
yeah.
did she? You said she was.
She went out
Yeah.
for a drink with her friends. She came back. She said, "I had a lovely night out with Debbie. I only had 2 glasses of wine." I said, "What happened to dry August?" She went, "Oh dear, sorry."
Oh dear, I forgot about that.
Yeah, for those that are watching lunchtime, you will know that Lewis wasn't exactly prepared for his premiere tonight. You're pleased to know that he has actually turned the piece, filmed it, edited it, and uploaded it, which actually is quite
It's
in advance
impressive.
of his normal.
It's actually amazing. It's astounding, in fact.
He's usually editing while Brian's turning.
What he hasn't told you is it's only a minute and a half long. He
That's
did
right.
it in one take.
Very fast.
Let's go up through the grits here.
Well, he is Canadian, you know.
Does that make him
Canadistan.
fast?
Canadistani.
A Canadistanian. That's his name.
I'm sure
Wow.
Lewis will post the link in towards the end of this one.
I will. Something fun and simple.
Sorry about the sanding, guys.
It's alright, it's got to be done.
He's doing.
It does. No, not mess
Boys,
about.
boy says Pete's having an extension built because he's having a lorry load of Doom Bar delivered.
No, I don't need the extension for that, Roy. I have a delivery every week.
Just trying to keep the stock prices up since you've quit drinking it, Mark.
Yeah. Can't get it imbued now anyway at the moment. Can't
Yeah.
get it imbued in the summer. Now, all the tourists
Oh.
come down here and drink it because they
Is
think
that
they're
because all
trendy.
them tourists get in first?
Yeah. We have to drink tribute if we drink anything down here at the moment.
Nothing wrong with
Which is
tribute.
close. Tribute's close to Doom Bar, but it's not quite as good.
I'm just taking the sharp edge off the corners. It's better. One more grip and we're done.
What was the name of that stuff we were drinking in Ireland, Pete?
Smithwick's.
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 That was nice.
That is nice, yeah.
It's an English beer as well, isn't it?
No, it's Irish.
Smithwick's, is it?
Yeah. You can't buy it in England.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons I like to visit Ireland. The other ones have got family there, but you know, Smithwick's is right up there.
There we go. That's sanded up to 320 grit. That'll do. It won't take any. Won't need any more than that. I cleaned all the filters in my extractor today, so it's doing a really good job there. So that's the inside done. Now let's see what we're going to do with the outside.
Donna's in.
Hello, Donna.
Hi Donna, welcome
Good
along.
evening, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Put that back in. We'll take the bottom out a little bit more, just to get the final shape. Get rid of these hollowing tools first.
Richard Phelan says Smithwick's gives him terrible hangovers every week.
Shouldn't drink so much.
Keep practicing, and you'll get past them eventually.
People in
Yeah.
glass houses, Mr. Rusby. People in glass houses.
Change your camera, Brian.
Oh, sorry guys. Thanks, Lewis.
You're welcome.
I'll just take this round a bit more at the bottom. That's a better shape now. I like that better now. And then I'm going to cut that off square now. So that actually has something to sit on. So that'll just get parted off clean there.
It has a
Right
lovely
there.
foot.
Well,
Nice
if you
shape.
undercut it a
Do you
little
like-
bit,
do you like
it'll
the foot?
fit better.
Yeah, I will undercut it Roo, when I come to do it. I'll just. That's why I've left this angle here. So as I can get in and undercut it a little bit.
So I take it you don't have a vacuum chuck you can.
You're
put it
absolutely
on.
right, Ruby. I don't currently possess a vacuum chuck, unfortunately.
Notice
Right.
the word currently in that statement.
I'm not quite happy with the way that runs, so I'm going to quickly sand that. There's a little tiny ridge on it there. Just quickly sand it. Take that off.
Donna said, sorry, Brian. On stick today with worse than normal, leave the word out, memory mode. Andy started winding me up now. He's talking about captive rings. They're illegal. You can't have captive rings.
No, there'll be no captive rings. It's all right. I have a captive ring tool if anybody wants to buy one. Because I bought it thinking I might do some captive rings, and then I did a couple, and then I thought, yeah, that's enough of that. So I'm going to put a little going to use my Robert Sorby texturing tool, mini texturing tool, and I'm going to put a little bit of decoration just on the rim here, and a tiny little bit down here.
Turn the speed down.
I turned the speed down, Mark.
Okay.
Not far enough though.
That's what
It's
I thought.
550. So I'm just going to run that there. It's fine. And do the same down at the bottom end. Just below the fattest part of the vase. Oliform, whatever you want to call it. Just about there somewhere.
Will you
Richard
put
said
a
he has
couple?
3 people. Go on, Ruby.
Will you put a couple of lines on each side to?
I was thinking of little highlight lines on there, Ruby, just to let them let it be seen a bit better. So I use this point tool, which is just cut, just ground at 45 degrees in all directions, if you like. Turn that extractor off, I might be able to hear somebody. So just a little.
Richard had 3 people ask for goblets with captive rings yesterday.
There.
Richard, if they pay me for it, I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
them, but I want payment in advance usually.
So nice, simple little decoration. Let's have a look at that, see what that's like.
And 3 lines, 3 lines in the middle, Brian, just to get somebody going.
Just 3 lines and
Yeah.
yeah.
3 lines at Burnham.
No, the next bit is this. We're going to do a little bit of carving. How much time we got? I might not manage to get the lid done right, but no matter.
Oh, you're fine when you're on the second one.
Only 37 minutes.
All right, okay. So I've invested in a little toolkit.
New tools, eh?
New tools, and these tools came from a girl. They're called what are they called? Let me just read this. Beaver Craft SCO3 wood carving set. It's a set of 7 chisels, and you also get a leather strop and some sort of this leather strop and some compound for honing your tools. So I bought them from a girl called CY Claire Knives and Tools. You ever heard of them, Mark?
No. CY.
CY Claire, CLAIRE.
Apparently, Hugh says you can get Smithwick's in Ulster.
So I'm just giving this a quick rub with 400 grit on the disc just to take any fuzzies off that. And I'll do the same there.
You could use your shavings and burnish it.
I could, I've got shavings right enough. Usually don't have shavings, that's why I use 400 grit.
There you go.
Or
There's
could
the
have,
link to the shop.
thanks, Mark. The link is actually in the description if anybody's really interested. So
Now, if you do some coloring, Brian, are you going to color the texturing or the other parts?
I was thinking of colouring this band in the middle if I can manage it. I may have to put a.
Before you color that part, I would recommend that you burn those lines.
Yeah, burn them to
It'll
stop
keep the color from going into the textured part.
stop it bleeding.
Brian, tell me, is that the Beaver Craft limited edition premium 11-piece wood carving
no.
tool set with leather pouch?
No, it's only the 7-piece, Mark.
Oh, it's the 7-piece kit. Okay.
It's the cheap one, Mark. You know me, Mark. I'm a bit cheap. So next thing I'm going to use the spindle lock. So I'm going to switch the lathe off from that, so as I don't accidentally put the lathe on with that spindle lock in. And all I'm going to do is go ahead, Ruby.
Woodwork Learner is asking, he saw a demo by Darren Breeze last week, and he makes more money by adding texture and colors. And what are our thoughts on that?
I think it
It-
depends on
it
your
can-
skill with colours.
Right. But the thing that I think's most important is you still got to have the proper shape and form.
Yeah.
If your
Form-
shape
form
and
is first.
form, yeah, if they're not there, you can color to your heart's content and it's still not going to look good.
So what I'm trying to do is cut down and then scoop the little bit out and cut out as well. Sometimes you get a little bit of tear out. So if you get that, just try and now I'll try and get a bit of tear out and I won't get it.
It's the kit you've bought, Brian, is actually out of stock at the moment.
Oh.
How much? That wasn't $12.99.
Shh. So I've got a bit of tear out there, so I'm just coming in from the other side and just come down to the middle. And that kind of fixes it for you.
I would have
There's a
ruined
link
that.
for the exact set that Brian's using.
Brian, do you sharpen those on the Pro Edge?
Nope. Just, you could if you wanted, I suppose.
You
I
could.
don't know what on the diamond belt. I mean, there's not much of an angle on them. Must be about, I think that must be 15 degrees, I think.
I would
Thank you.
think,
It's
I
probably
would
less.
think,
It's probably that
Brian,
too.
with the way your grain is running, you would find the cuts easier going from the headstock towards the tailstock.
That's the problem with that is, Ruby.
Because you're going uphill at the moment.
But I kind of know that, but my issue is that I can't do it left-handed.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
It's fine, it's working. It's
It's
working.
a good
Turn
time
the
to
headstock 180
practice.
degrees.
Well, I'll maybe practice it when I'm not doing a live, Ruby.
Wes says he has to get ready for work. Looks
Hi, Les.
good so far, Brian. We'll finish
Les.
walking later. Bye,
Come on,
bye,
thank you.
Wes.
Cheers, Wes. Have a good
Cheers.
time.
Cheers, Wes.
Let me try doing this left-handed.
Michelle is furiously checking links at the moment.
Nah, I don't think she is.
She's just going to be stood outside the door waiting for you.
Well, the door's open, so if something comes sliding in the door, you'll know.
You should
Is it
kick
likely
that.
to?
Do we have a plan for dead air? Somebody going to sing?
Yeah,
Well, if I sing, everybody will leave.
Ruby said she would sing if there was a problem.
This
There's
is
a lot
why
of
Brian
things-
made that rolling pin out of balsa wood.
Well,
Yeah.
Lewis and I could do a duet of "O Canada."
Oh,
Yeah.
which version, Ruby? I don't even know the right
Well,
words.
that'd be better than Mark saying "God Save the Queen" anyway.
Oh,
They'd still have to stand up if I did.
I would stand up too, Mark.
I could do the English version. You could do the French version.
there you go.
Oh, hold on now. What's going
No, hold it, Ruby. We've established we would be doing the Canadian version and the French version.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Being as how you and I don't speak English at all.
That was
No,
quite
he's
a,
not Canadian.
Apparently not.
that was quite a revelation.
Some
Actually.
strange sort of Canadian thing. That Mark's not sure of what it actually is, but
So
I'll
anyone
tell
in
you
the
something, Ruby. I have to tell you something, Ruby. You were right. Again.
again, Ruby is assuming the role of the badge here, Ryan.
Yeah.
I learned a long time ago, Brian. Always listen to Ruby, nod, agree, and do it. It's easier.
Well, it's not easy. I have to tell you, because I'm using my left hand and I'm afraid to stab myself somewhere.
Stop
You
whinging and
you
just do
just
it.
need more practice, Brian. That's all there is to it.
Yes, dear, you're starting to sound like Michelle. God.
Don't argue with the Ruby.
Now, if you had an attachment that would attach your chuck onto your tailstock, you could mount it that way and then do it the other way.
Well, you can rotate the headstock 180 degrees on this lathe, so you could do that.
You could stand on the other side of the lathe too.
Yeah.
Brian,
Good if we didn't have this
Right.
fancy board here.
just bring me back in a sec on screen.
Oh. I managed to get my mouse to work, because sometimes I've just removed Mark from the stream completely. Let's add them back to the stream and then pop them on
One of these, Ruby.
Yes.
one of those. That goes in the
One of
tailstock.
those.
That doesn't go in the tailstock, that goes in your banjo.
Goes into
Yeah,
banjo.
sure.
Right, but it enables you to carve in whichever direction.
I
If
haven't
you're
got one of
only
them either, Ruby.
one-handed.
You need one
See,
of these, mate. They're brilliant.
I'm only new to this, so I've only got a limited amount of tools.
You're such a liar.
Oh, you'll never catch up to us, Brian.
I'm not even trying, Ruby.
Of course,
only
we
been done
did
it for
start
2.5 years
earlier
now.
than you did.
Yeah, a whole lot earlier, yeah.
There's a lot of wood species you couldn't do that to. They'd splinter right out.
That's true.
Yeah, there is, aye.
I keep watching for it to happen.
There's a comment here that if you do stab yourself, Brian, you're wearing the right color smock today.
Well, that's true. I'll just kind of dab it on there. It'll be all right. Nobody will ever notice.
Be fine.
As long as I don't get it on the wood.
Well, that would be one way to start your coloring. You just have to add more color.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing red. Oh, bit of tear out there. Look at that.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I jinxed you.
You did. I would use the what do you call it on this lathe, but it's absolutely rubbish.
So were you inspired by, for this piece by Elizabeth's
Elizabeth.
work?
Yes.
So I'm going to put her link.
Yeah, absolutely. She only has Instagram, but doesn't she?
Yeah, I'm going to put her Instagram
Yeah.
link in. This was a young lady we met at the Glenn Lucas course, and her work is stunning.
Stunning.
Yeah.
She's very
She's
clever.
only been turning a short time, but her decoration work is out of this world.
She's come to turning from being an artist, so
Yeah, she's very artistic.
she has a very good eye for shape, form, and colour.
I would encourage
Yeah, and
everybody to go and check this
She
young lady
is a
out.
teacher. I would encourage him to get over there and like and follow on Instagram.
You said you
Follow
can
her
use
on
the
Instagram.
indexing lock for more control on where the piece stops, Brian.
That's why I've just tried. I'm using indexing not now, but I don't like it. It's not very. Mark will tell you.
Yeah,
Poorly designed
rubbish.
piece of kit on this
Probably,
lathe. Well,
probably
actually, a
the
poorly
worst.
designed piece of kit on most lathes, actually. But,
Yeah.
Those of us that were at the Chestnut Weekender, we can confirm that Richard Finley doesn't like it either.
Brian
went on
Green
the
from
detection.
Green Haven Creations is in. Good
Hi,
evening, Brian.
Is that a new name?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your indexing head, how many stop points does it have?
Depends which
24?
lathe you have, 24 or 36.
yeah, 36 on mine.
I think it's 24 on here.
Yes, I think it's 24 on the 508
It's
and
24.
36 on the 406.
You can see it through the window here. There's a little window. Currently on
That's not
19.
reliable.
It's not.
And there's a red line on the back as well. That ain't reliable either.
Nope.
Glenn's in. Hello, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Good
Hi,
evening,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Oh, I'm getting sacked tonight. No Yorkshire grit tonight again.
But he's only just come in now, so tell him you used it on the
Yeah, I
inside.
used it on the
Be fine.
inside, Glenn, honest. Yeah. I
Be
did.
fine, he won't know.
You find out because you watch it back.
Don't flatter yourself.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, Glenn's not known for watching things back, sure, isn't it? And she thinks slipping again, look.
Yeah, you've got to screw it all the way in.
It's pretty hopeless.
It's looking good though, Brian.
Getting there, Rube. It's coming.
Glenn says, that concludes the news. Film at 11.
Andy H said he's got 24 stops on the back of his SK114 as well. Yeah, and actually it just stops whenever you ask it to, doesn't it?
Blah, blah, blah.
It's like when you buy an SK114, it secretly tunes into your thought process. So it does what you want it to do just when you think it. They're
So you
that
have
good.
to you have, I'm all the way around. That was quick. A bit missing just here. Let's do one little bit more. Oops, nearly too much then. Got carried away then.
Yeah, don't go through it from the outside in.
No, my name's not Mark.
Oh,
I don't do that kind of thing.
I got curious about indexing marks. My old general has 60.
60. Did you go and look, Lewis?
I did.
I bought an index plate and it has everything from 360 down to 12.
Why will that not go in there? I don't know.
I made one of those. I think it was on a live a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a giveaway, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, I did index me. How come I didn't win that?
You didn't enter.
I have to buy an SK114, of course. That's the,
SK114, a vacuum chuck.
just,
What else was it?
where am I getting all this money from? Right, so that's the big texturing shoulder. So now we're going to go and do some little ones. Just in between. If there's any strange gaps. Let's just try that without the...
Wedge Woodwork says the Laguna Revo lathe has 3 different indexing rows.
I think that'll do.
Yeah, I think it works off 12, 24, and 36, doesn't it?
I think we're good. And again, I'm just going to give that rub with 400 grit.
Ryan with the
Right.
Y, yes, it was £8.50 for that chuck.
Andy, I don't think Axminster do, but I believe
Aye.
Turner's Retreat have those backing plates in stock. I think.
Brian with the Y said that, yeah, he said about the 850 for Pete Stoll. Brian, don't confuse Brian Oosby's ability to pay with his willingness to pay. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I think I should have put the extractor on.
Or used a wire.
Yeah, I don't possess a wire. I'm afraid of wire. Ouch.
They're very easy to make up.
Yeah. Just
Wow,
put
just-
2 handles on it.
Ow.
Now he's afraid of aspenite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Glenn
now he's
says
afraid of
that.
Formica.
Oh, for
Glenn
Micah.
says, yeah, Glenn says that Paul Howard sells an indexing system that's very good.
Does.
Yes. Well, I think
Most
Paul's
of-
now retired and
Yeah, he announced last week that he's retired, didn't he?
yeah, all of his jigs are now available from Simon Hope, who have taken over the manufacturing.
Oh, that's a
Sorry
shame.
about that, guys. I had a little bit of a splinter up my thumbnail, up my fingernail.
We need to get you a wire, Brian. Fingernails don't work. They burn through too quick.
I've got to say, I prefer burning with the Formica than I do with a wire.
That's just what I've done, Mark. This is for Micah.
Yeah.
AGK Woodworks has said, is anyone going to Turner's Retreat on the 19th of August?
There we go.
No.
I won't be because I'm going on a holiday on the 19th of August with the grandchildren.
Oh, are you now?
I am. This is why I'm not here on the 22nd.
Right, so that's that done. That's that.
Looks good.
Quite like that so far. So we'll need a bit of a coloured band in the middle. So we're going to paint it on. So what colour do we like?
And as you said, the advantage of full mica for burning lines, you can do it on the rim of a plant or on the vertical as well as the horizontal, basically.
Yeah.
So what colours do we fancy, guys? Anybody want
Electric
a
blue.
stab at a colour? Oh, electric
Shocking
blue.
pink.
Well, I've got.
Purple.
Oh, that's black. I've got spirit
Purple.
stains,
Yep. Purple would work.
royal blue,
Lynn says burgundy.
red.
Close your eyes and the first one your hand lights on.
Orange? No, I don't want orange.
Aston,
Shut
how want
up,
to make stuff
Edgewood.
in? Good
Oh, well,
evening.
we're in trouble, guys, because I haven't got purple.
Wedgwood
Only
Brooks has said, Brian, have you tried a retired guitar string as a burn wire? Richard said,
Yeah,
guitar strings make great burning wires. I'm a
did.
cheapskate. I buy 10 meters of wire for £1. Standard galvanized wire.
Would iridescent paint work, do you think?
No, because you need a black base.
I need black first. Why do I need black?
Because it's iridescent.
All right, okay. All right, so that'll not work. Let's go with
Anything as long as it's not embellishing wax, Dave Oaty says.
no, it won't be. What about plum?
Anything as long as it's not black and yellow either.
What about plum? That's as near as purple I've got.
Yeah.
We'll go plum.
One
Yeah,
would
sounds
look good.
We'll go plum. We'll just squirt some into a little cup. So all I'm doing is squirting that into a little cup. And we'll just paint it on.
Aston is in.
Hi, Aston.
Brian with the
Why
white
not?
says
Well, they
burgundy.
have
And
a
if
pair,
you drip
it
it on your
says-
shoes, it won't show.
Yeah, probably why.
So let's try painting this on. See what happens. Paint
Lots
on
of comments
roughly
on
first.
burning wires. Burning wires are fine. You must always put a handle on them.
100%. Yep, it's got to have a handle. No use without a
My
handle.
handle is literally an old carpenter's pencil on one end with a hole drilled through it. I put the wire through, and a piece of scrap I was playing texturing on with on the other end. That's all it takes. Nothing fancy.
Is this
You're not
intrinsic
shy with it. You're
colours
not shy
that
with the
you're
stains
using?
there, are you, Brian?
Nope.
Well, there's no point, is there?
No
You
point
might as
messing
well
about.
get
You
it.
might as well get it on now.
Sweeping through on you, Brian.
No, his brush actually pushed over the line.
Yeah, it's sweeping through up here. Look, Ruby.
Yeah, I can't color between the lines either.
I'd stop short of the line and let it bleed
That's
up to
what.
it.
Too late now. Man, you could always take that out, make that a little cove or something. That would be all right, wouldn't
Or stain a darker color. Then a darker color when it weeps through to the bottom.
it? all the way to the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's what it is. Too heavy-handed with the paint.
Ward
Stain.
says he uses a PVC cutting wire.
A PVC cutting wire.
Terry
New
Bartlett
one.
says, Brian, you've got a touch like a bulldozer.
Finesse is not my strong point.
I got you on my side, Brian.
Oh no! Stop putting me
That's
under
three.
pressure. You're a terrible man for putting me under pressure, Pete.
I'm just telling you the time. That's all.
That's why I
Go
do
for lunchtime.
lunchtimes, because he doesn't drink at lunchtimes.
I don't drink at lunchtimes now.
How are you going to handle that side, Brian? You're not left-handed.
I know. I'm standing way over here, awkward, and
Do you know how I get straight lines when I'm doing that sort of thing?
turn later.
Turn the lathe on. I find it much easier to get a straight line with the lathe spinning.
It's a nice color, though.
Yes, I
It's a
agree
really
with
nice
that.
colour.
Yeah, plum is one of Martin's better colours, I think.
Yeah, keep
Alex, the
um,
wooden things is in. Good evening,
Alex.
Alex.
Hi, Alex. How you
Alex.
doing,
How
buddy?
you doing, buddy?
Alex.
Keep nudging Martin towards more colours, but he kind of just ignores me all the time. Because the intrinsic colours are nice.
I wish we could
Yeah.
get them over here.
More. Does Rob Somerville not have them?
Not yet.
Summerlee. Let's go and bleed through as well, mate.
Roy's asking, would it have been better to have polished the other bits before colouring to prevent the colour spreading?
Possibly. Doesn't help that I'm cack-handed as well and I keep missing it.
Michelle says that's now we know why she doesn't let you paint in the house.
Well, you can always come out here and do this, dear. But she's right, I don't get to paint the house. I'm not allowed to paint the house.
My husband isn't either.
Glenn's just opened a can for Brian's sake.
Oh, thanks, Glenn. Cheers, mate.
I think the joke's on Michelle. Brian's doing this so he doesn't have to paint the house.
No,
Yeah,
this is as good as it,
I
this is
use
as good
the
as it
same
gets.
thing.
Liz. Sorry, this is as good as it gets.
I never have to decorate in the house because I'm rubbish at it.
Oh,
I'm going to do that.
Holy
I'm going to make that going to make that little cove. That's blade in there. Something terrible.
Jim Matthews arrived.
I think you're still going to see it even in the cove, Brian.
good evening,
Do you
Jim.
think?
Yep.
Should
No,
just include it then.
The sky here just opened up and
Yeah.
is coming down.
Just going to include it.
Brian, before you do that, make that burn line a bit stronger.
Yeah. Bit
The
deeper, a
burn
bit
will help
stronger.
stop it spreading through.
And put some sanding sealer up below the line.
Yes, dear.
Do stout.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm looking for the thing to do it with. Jeez, I'm doing it. Look here. I'm doing it. I have to remove this cloth before I turn the lathe back on. Just in case. So this spun line needs to be thicker. Got the extractor again.
Andy H says, it took me years to be bad enough at decorating to be banned. I know, it's a skill.
And then put sanding sealer up below that line.
Ah,
And
dear.
above it.
Above and below.
Above and below.
Above the top line and below the bottom line.
Yes, dear.
Do you have any
Okay.
black? Do you have any black, Brian?
Black, yeah.
You could try putting that textured strips in black.
I could.
Anything darker than the plum. Where's Mike Walt when we need him?
Yeah, the international colorist.
For taping. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike could have had that masked up perfectly.
Yeah, I've tried taping it as well, but it doesn't really work either.
Give it an hour or two.
Depends on the tape and how you apply it.
I was thinking more along the lines of his color expertise.
Richard Phelan agrees with me. If the lathe's spinning, it's easier to get a straight line.
I do have black, but would black not just be a little bit too... Might as well sanding seal the inside while I'm here.
What you could do, Brian, is paint it the plum color and then turn the lathe on after it's dry and sand those textured areas lightly, and that will lighten the color.
What dude's in?
Okay, that's a good idea,
Evening,
really.
Stephen.
Hey,
Hi,
Steve.
Stephen.
Stephen's not in on, no.
Dave
Dave
Oatley
Oakley's
has
African.
to leave too.
See you, Dave.
Dave.
Bye-bye.
See you later,
Bye for
Dave.
now,
Thank you
Dave.
for coming
Take
in,
care.
buddy. Right. Second coat of sanding sealer on here.
Terry says Mike's deadly with colors. Ask Ed Oliver.
Yeah, Mike's do a lot of
Yeah.
damage. Any sort of paint anywhere near him.
Don't look at that bit, it'll be alright. See, it's fine there, it's good there. Right. Sanding sealer is done.
You have to color those bands now so we can see if it's going to weep or not.
I'm gonna. Da, 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 da. Fine. That'll be fine. Put my extractor back off and put this back on the bed. So we'll colour them purple and see what happens. You should be able to see the different colour texture. Or the different texture line. See, I'm afraid of it now, look. Is everybody holding their breath or what?
Yes.
Yep.
We're watching.
Don't want to need somebody to nip in the co-op and get some milk.
It's fine. Don't you dare bleed through there. Well, if it does now, we're getting a purple dish.
Stephen says masking tape helps a lot here. I think you.
Thanks for that, Stephen. Appreciate it. Where were you half an hour ago?
It's so hard to put masking tape on that radius, though.
I've got little skinny
that-
stuff that you use for
You
cars.
need that little skinny stuff, I was going to say, like they do for pinstriping and stuff.
I have some of that. You put that on first and then back your masking tape up or just over your masking tape, overlap your masking tape on it.
Actually, if you used a quill like they use for pinstriping, you would do the along that line very easily.
Don't listen to Ruby. It's no point arguing with her.
I'm not
Gives you
arguing.
something to do. You can't come up with any excuses for not doing it. She won't have it. She's a hard taskmaster.
Well, that's
Hey, I've done pinstriping, so I did learn something there.
Right, that's it.
that's staying with.
I always find Ruby to be perfectly reasonable and always right.
My husband says I'm a knower of no's. That's like he went out for a walk this afternoon and I told him it was going to rain. He didn't believe me. He
he
just
go wet?
came in and it's sopping wet out.
Wedgwood Works says, get a single horsehair next time for that line, Brian.
Yeah, right. That's what Terry
Yeah.
said to me the other day. He says, have you got a brush with two hairs on it? No. That brush with two hairs will be thrown out thinking it's done.
See, I don't have the patience for a single horse here. I just use the whole horse.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Let's go take a fortnight to try
Well,
this.
you could borrow one of Lewis's chickens and just use a feather.
Just pluck a feather out of it.
There you go.
Glenn says he pops out for 2 minutes and you lose the borders.
Well, they're not totally lost yet. He can regain them.
They're still there. They're still there underneath all that purple.
No,
I
we
think
will
if after
get-
you dry
Yeah,
it,
quit complaining.
if you sand those two borders, it'll look good.
Oh dear, Norman Greenwell's come back from his holiday and come back with COVID.
Oh,
Oh, Norman. What are you doing, Norman?
Where
Have a fish.
where did he take his holiday?
Yeah, just so as you don't go, Ruby.
Right.
Oh, Doug Miller's saying it's 4:10 in the afternoon and his rooster is crowing his head off. He wish it was literal.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be arranged, Douglas. Have to wait a fortnight for that to dry.
Do you not have a heat gun or a hairdryer?
Yes, Ruby, I do. Ruby, I do have a heat gun. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Belgium
now,
and
Ruby.
Holland.
Do it
Oh,
now, Ruby.
I'm safe then, because it's France and England I'm going to.
I bring plenty of masks with you.
I will.
Well, nobody's wearing masks anymore.
No.
Unless you have to go to hospital or the dentist or something.
Doctors has enforced it. My GP has.
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago. Turning Town Creations has come in. Good evening.
Oh, you're seeing more and more of them show up here. Generally, it's my generation that's wearing them. The young people don't care.
Well, I've got to say, I don't care either. I see catching COVID now as being the next vaccine. So,
exactly. Yeah, I think
It's
the same
gone
way.
past the dangerous stage.
Glenn wants to know if you're going up to Yorkshire Grid headquarters, Ruby.
I don't know where it is.
Scarborough.
I'll
We're
have
going
to
to
go.
Sheffield,
Yorkshire.
so possibly a meeting could be arranged.
I don't think she's got time.
No, Glenn would have to make a trip down to Sheffield, but that's not too far down for Glenn.
Right. That should be dry enough. Haven't got all night.
Now, if
Last
you
night.
fold your sandpaper carefully, you can stay between the lines, hopefully.
Wishful thinking, Ruby. Wishful thinking.
Just cut a
Fold
strip.
sandpaper.
Yeah, cut a strip the same width as the band and just hold it on by both ends.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. I know.
There you go.
What could go wrong?
Worst
Well.
that can happen is you have to repaint it.
Oh, we're getting somewhere now here. Don't go too long. Don't go too much. Stop and check.
Yeah, but I want to take it off the outside and just leave it in the
texture.
in the texture.
Actually, the texture is showing up better now.
Yeah, much
Yep.
better.
Tell you what, Brian, look at that. It's almost like they know what they're talking about.
Almost.
If only people.
Don't get carried away now, Mark.
If only people could understand us, Ruby.
Yeah, I noticed that they're learning Canadian much better.
If
Right,
you didn't
anybody,
talk that silly Canadian language, you know it'd be all right.
anybody who can understand us can put that they're bilingual on their resume.
That's true.
What dude says apply gold leaf immediately.
Well, there's
So that's why you use the
another
gold leaf so
idea.
much, is it? Oh, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, gold leaf right now would look really good on those two parts. As long as you can paint the adhesive on straight.
Oh,
Oh, that looks
No
good.
chance.
another
No
challenge.
I think that'll do the way it is, guys. What do you think?
I like that.
I think I can sand and seal the whole thing now. Oh no, here he goes with the sanding sealer now.
Glenn has
says-
suggested embellishing wax.
No, absolutely not. Just go paint on this. Just paint on.
Yeah, don't waste that little bit that you poured in that cup.
No, don't go on to the part you sanded.
I'm trying not to. Well, it needs to be sanding sealed anyway.
But I'd take a cleaner brush to do that part.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're
Because
going to be.
right now you're picking up color.
No, no,
So,
I can sand it again.
Don't cross the lines, Brian.
Stay within the line.
It's like being
And I
in
don't
school
know why
again.
those teachers always told you to color between the lines.
I used to be really good at that, eh? Getting old and shaky now, though. That's the problem.
When Brian was at school, they weren't called teachers, they were called sages.
I've already told you a story about my first notebook.
Village elders.
Village elders. Shut up, Beckett. Yeah, my first notebook was a slate with a wooden border on it. I was really posh.
Stephen says the gold leaf solves all your problems, and he
Yeah.
speaks from some experience.
Yeah, we notice you use it a lot.
I've seen Stephen's work up close, and I can tell you that that statement is true.
Mr. Beckett. Getting there. Need a little bit more.
Chase can't get any poutine.
Yes, woodwork learner, they did have schools that long ago.
You cheeky brute. It's maybe not the best time for a live, this one, no matter. I think I'll be making the lid on Thursday, guys.
I think this is highly entertaining.
Yeah, we're good. As long as you are.
I'm good, huh?
I might have to go and get some more beer.
Oh, that's okay, though. We can handle that. Right, so
Well,
I need
I went and grabbed a root beer.
a clean brush now. See, you really cost me a fortune on brushes here. I mean, what's going on?
I do like the idea of putting gold leaf on those two bands, though.
I do not get. No. Stop it to you.
Oh,
That's-
come on, Brian. You know you love gold leaf.
I'm not. I do like gold leaf. I'm not doing it on the lives. It's a pain in the rear end. You have to wait 15 minutes. I'm
Yeah,
looking
but you
for
could
the.
take that chuck off and put it back on when it is cut, couldn't you?
Here we go. Small. That's not. Don't like that brush. There's a small wee brush. That'll do. Can I get that in there? That'll do. More sanding sealer. Stop painting this.
Andy suggested, Brian, with this skill, you could have a job painting lines on the road.
Yeah, it'd probably be as straight as some of the ones that are around here anyway. That was coming up okay. I might gold leaf this actually. But not today. I'll do. I'm getting cocky now. Oh, it's starting to get a bit cooler now. It's 21.2 degrees now.
Hugh from
That's
Wouldn't It Be
25 and a
Nice
half,
was
yeah.
asking why not use a spray sanding sealer.
Would have been wise.
I've got no answer for that, you. Except for the fact I don't like them.
This is almost as intense as watching a skew live.
I might do skewing on Thursday.
Perfect.
that's 3 things you've got to do now.
I can do lead rescue. Nah, we're done. How about that? Another brush in the washing pot.
Going to cut captive rings with a skew covered in gold leaf.
Yeah. Gold leaf color Captain Rings, yeah.
There's a question, is that Joe's bird singing away? Or is that yours, Lewis's?
That's mine.
Yeah, I was going to say I was silent at the moment,
Yeah,
which makes a
yeah.
change.
Which it makes it's almost a miracle.
Before we started, Lewis showed us a handful of his chicks.
I'm just raising them for somebody in the brooder. They're not mine.
Oh,
Andy's showing his naivety.
Yeah.
He thinks there's a possibility that Jay might forget his comments by the time we get to the Northern Power Show in November.
Not a chance.
not a chance.
Yay!
No,
Wishful
keep this.
thinking.
She's not going to forget a thing, Andy.
She'll
That
deal
is
with you
serious wishful
shortly
thinking.
after she's finished dealing with me.
There we
She's
go.
going to be tired. You're going to be wore out after that.
Right, well, we'll go finish this with what's the suggestions for finishing now? We'll go polish this.
I'd spray
Lacquer
it. Yeah, I'd lacquer it.
I'd lacquer it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
No need for any.
I'd use a spray lacquer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 or
Before-
12 coats of lacquer on that.
Before you do lacquer it, you could possibly try sanding those 2 textured areas again.
Oh God.
I thought that, Ruby, but I didn't dare say it.
Why am I sanding them again?
You know
Well,
what I would be
because-
tempted to do, Brian? I'd buff that, but I'd leave the chuck on it. Leave the chuck mount on it so you can come back to it later.
when it's drier.
Just buff it up so that people can see a bit of a shine on it.
There we go.
Maybe burnish it with some shavings. Stephen said, lots of gold leaf. Or has it been mentioned already?
Yes, Stephen.
What grid are you using, Brian?
120.
120, wasn't it? Glenn's saying retexture the 2 bands. It's not a bad idea, actually.
Well, they've got color in the bottom of them now, though.
How about that? Is that to your satisfaction now, or do I still need to do a bit more?
No, that's nice, actually. It's a
Yeah, it is.
nice enough contrast.
Yeah, I've been trying not to part that off because you can do more with that, but possibly it needs a bit more time. So I've been trying to leave that on the tenon so you can come back to it.
I think that'll be alright. Perhaps the fact it's got radial lines on it now.
Well, then try retexturing it.
Stephen's saying texturing those rings could work.
Would that take the color out of the bottom?
Probably.
But you'd still have the texture, you'd still have the colour on the high spots.
I wouldn't touch that.
Try and get it back to the same place it was. It's very loose, that. Okay, let's go for it.
You lost the washer out of there.
No, there's no washer in this one.
There's no washer in the micro one.
It's the big one that has the washer, which is
Yeah.
a big pain in the bazookas. Back up to 480. A la Nick Hagar. Well, a bit of luck, it should just go back in the same groove. No, it certainly made it better.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it better now. It needs a wee bit of sand there now, though. Try it down here again. I could sand the whole thing back.
Yeah, you could
You could
cut
take
a
a
16th of an inch off of it.
you could take a cut right through that band.
But I don't think you're that far away.
I think it looks nice.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm just wondering if I could take some like 400 grit and just sand the whole lot and take a little bit of colour off the high spots.
I
You
wouldn't.
could.
I would not leave it as it is. I think it looks nice. Looks like
Yeah,
an
I don't know.
As
avocado.
it is.
It's going to take away from the contrast if you do that.
Yeah.
I
That is a
I
nice-
like it
nice
the way it
contrast
is.
there.
All right, we'll leave it the way it is then.
You've
Don't
got to imagine it being
overcomplicate things,
shinier.
It looks nice.
Just need a little bit of 400 grit just to tidy up that edge again.
Michelle says leave it.
Leave it. Well, that's me told then that.
That's
Yep,
right.
The debate is over.
We're done.
Basically, everybody in the chat's telling you to leave it alone as well.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah.
Well, except Stephen, who said get an angle grinder to it and then have a beer.
So we'll just give it a quick little bit of a sand there, just to take the fuzzies off. It's fine.
Glenn's made a good point. If you were to sand it now, you'd end up with radial sanding marks.
Well, that's why I'm using a very fine grit here, just to take them fuzzies off.
No, if you sanded the whole thing over like you were going to,
Yep.
you'd end up with radial.
Somebody said I was to burnish it now. I think that was Pete that said that.
Yep.
I have to say that I'm quite happy with that. I could part that off quite happily.
Turn around.
Oh,
Leave it
Or
on the
if you want, you could make a base out of that bottom part.
You could part it off, but yeah, if you want to lacquer it, then perhaps you don't want to part it off just yet.
Do I want to like it or do I want to just leave it the way it is?
Well, why don't you just leave it tonight and go back to it tomorrow and have a look?
I think that would benefit from being lacquered.
I agree.
I think that,
Yeah,
that needs
we
to
do,
have a bit
we
of
do have
shine to it.
imaginations, Brian. We can
All right,
figure out how it's going to end up.
we'll leave it.
And you can give us a picture after it's finished.
I'm leaving it. The problem is that it gets shook off. Oh, that was easy. That was easy.
It was a bit too easy, actually, wasn't it?
Oh, not really. Shut up, Pete. You can be quiet, Pete.
Okay.
So they can sit over there. Are we done? Or do you want to see a lid?
You're an hour and a half now.
Ah, that'll do tonight.
That'll
Could
do.
you change cameras so we can at least see you?
Oh, sorry. Just we'll set it there so as you can get a look at it. Wait a minute, I'll put a board on. So that'll do for this evening. Thursday we'll finish this on Thursday. We'll make the lid and we will. I'll lacquer this in the next couple of days. Let me go to that camera. No, that one. That didn't work, sure didn't.
Yeah, you.
Here we go.
That's better.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it definitely needs lacquer.
Definitely needs some lacquer, you're right. So, and then this will be the lid. It's a bit big, but I'll do. So we'll do that on Thursday,
Very nice.
Thursday lunchtime.
Sounds like a plan.
There we go, guys. I was actually going to do some coding on Thursday, but we can leave that till next week. So that's us done for the night, guys. Thank you very much. Let me bring my earworms. Earworms. There we go. Earworms are back. I'm back. That went on a bit. Sorry about that, guys. I'm roasted. I need to take my smoke off.
You were very close to the limit there, Brian.
Oh, you nearly run out, Pete. Well, thanks very much for coming in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. A wee bit boring at times, but no matter. It can be wonderful and exciting all the
No,
time.
it's not boring. It's a
Lots
process.
Boring.
and
Shut up, man.
We all know the process.
My God, there's
It takes time. At the end of the day, you should always spend longer finishing than you do cutting.
Well,
Susie
that's-
says
yeah.
she likes my idea of making a base out of the wood at the bottom.
No, sorry, you're wrong this time.
Oh.
Sorry.
You need a base. Well, this is
Well,
what I kind of.
not quite as big as it is at the
I want to
moment.
show you what I kind of modelled this on. I did this one before.
Carry
I'll
on.
show you this. This one. That was what I was aiming for, something like that,
Needs to be like that.
but a different, because it's wider at the bottom. This one's wider up here. Just thought I'd try something a little bit different. The interesting
See,
bit will be the
it's nice
finial
without
at
a
the top.
base.
So
Also works that way up.
this is one I did earlier. Just a little Art Deco kind of thing. Something
That
a little
came
bit
out
different.
nice.
That's nice.
Mm.
Can we go full
Not
screen
bad.
on that, Brian? That's nice.
Can you go full screen on it?
Yeah, you don't need to see us. We want to see the work.
Okay. Hold on.
Agreed.
Go back to StreamYard. There. There you go. So move that over there for now. There's a little piece there. It actually developed a crack after it was turned. And down this side, but I can't do much about that. Just that's the way it goes.
Now,
This is
did you color the finial?
Yes. The finial is coloured. It's like a little thing on its own. It doesn't stand up. Round base, little rim. It just sits in. It's a little ring holder, that's what it is.
It's
What's
sort
the
of
wood?
like a wee blow that wobbles and doesn't get up again.
Yeah.
What's the wood?
This is a,
what's the
this
wood
is a
in the
weeble
base?
that falls down.
What's the
That's
wood in the base, Brian?
The wood is yew at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It's yew.
What?
And the piece of wood at the top is magnolia. But I decided I would do this round top to match with the veins in it, just to match the body. So kind of worked out all right.
They love to flaunt that you, don't they, Ruby?
Yes.
Show them your.
I wish ours grew that big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Show
but
them
you've got plenty of nice wood over there.
I've
keeping
got,
an eye
I've,
on
got,
you.
I've got a piece of yew next door, which is 17 inches by 10 inches.
Wow.
Brute of a thing. I've got two of them. So they will be two big spindle projects at some stage. So we can come back to you guys again. That was me just showing off a wee bit there. So that's the kind of thing I'll be working on, just trying to do something different. That's it for tonight, guys. Thanks very much to everybody for coming in. Thanks for you 5 guys coming in to help. And
Lewis,
Yeah, you
paste
can.
the link. Paste the link.
Oh,
I
yeah. Space.
stick your link in there, Lewis. Bring it up.
Such an amateur.
Yeah, such an amateur, right? Lewis is coming on in an hour's time, or
20,000 subs?
55
How?
55 minutes. Pop over and see Lewis. It's an interesting little project. Very simple, I think. Simply
What
made.
time
Is
are
it
you on, Lewis?
6:30 my time, 5:30 yours, Ruby.
Okay.
10:30 hours.
55
On this side
minutes.
of the pond. 55 minutes time, yeah. So thank you very much, Ruby.
Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me along.
You're welcome. Thanks, Lewis.
Thanks.
Thanks to Pete. Thanks to Joe. And thanks to
Welcome.
Mark. And we'll see you all again Thursday lunchtime, guys, hopefully.
Okay.
See you
all.
Wednesday.
Have a good
We
Yeah,
got
evening.
Andy
oh, sorry.
tomorrow. We got
Sorry,
Mark
wait a minute.
and Wayne on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Who's on tomorrow? Andy's on tomorrow night
Andy's on
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
lunchtime.
or lunchtime?
1:00.
Good man, Andy. We'll look forward to seeing that. And then we've got nobody on tomorrow night, I don't think. Unless the beard's on.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wednesday will be Wayne as usual.
And me.
And Mark.
And Mark. Mark at lunchtime, Wayne in the evening. Shut up.
Thanks for the
shut up.
support. Thanks for the ongoing support, Jeeves.
Aye, right. Yeah, sure, we never know whether you'll go be there or not. That's the problem. Sometimes
Oh,
we're
Oh,
so
sorry,
sorry.
I work for a living now. Shut your face, you retired old git.
Ooh,
Goes to
there,
me.
there, didn't there?
Yeah.
Shut up, Big. And I'll be back on Thursday, and we'll see who's on for the rest of the week after that. Talk to you all later,
Right.
guys. Keep smiling. That's the most important. Keep
See you,
smiling.
folks.
Good night,
Cheers,
guys.
everyone. Thanks for coming in.
Bye bye.